Hello, everyone. This is Creating Cards with Sherry. I'm Sherry, and I'm so glad that you chose to join me today for my simple Sunday video. Today we're going to do a very simple card, so that'll be great. If you're interested in any of the products that you are seeing today, be sure to check out my store at creatingcardswithsherry.stampinup.net. I have a new host code for the month of September, and that is the letters TNGVUPTS. And of course, you can follow me on my blog, creatingcardswithsherry.blogspot.com. So thanks for joining me. Let's get to it. All right. We are going to be using the Hello Harvest set. I'm going to be using the pumpkin stamp and the sunflower stamp and You Are Such a Blessing. This also has dies, and I am using this die cut for it. Okay. We are going to be using our Mossy Meadow paper today for the base of our card. And it's cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then I took the you'll need two that are at 5 1/4 by 4. One will be the white inside card, and the other will be a DSP. And this DSP comes from the Rustic Harvest suite. And so I chose to use this crushed curry yellow. This also comes from the suite. This is cut at 5 by 1.5 inches. It's actually the back side of the yellow that we're going to be using. Okay, so those are the measurements. Pretty easy, only 3 of them to keep track of. We're also going to be using, I'm going to be using some Stampin' Seal, a glue dot, and some Stampin' Dimensionals. This is our crushed curry stamp and the sunflower stamp that we'll be using. I've already stamped the pumpkin and cut it out, so we will just get going right away. This is actually the card that we're going to be making, and I see that I forgot to put some bling on there, so I'm going to do that right away because I want to remember to have that on there and to do it on the card that we're doing today as well. So we're just going to put a little bling on there to let it stand out a little bit, make it shine. Let's see, let's go right here. And one more somewhere. Let's go up there. Okay, that helps a lot, makes it look really nice and sparkly. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to put the inside of the card in right away. There we go. And I'm going to stamp this sunflower in there right away too. Okay. I'll clean it off on my Stampin' Scrub real quick. This was the crushed curry ink that I used. And now let's get the rest of this put together. I'm going to need my bone folder to burnish this real good. And get it down on both sides. And we're going to start by putting our first layer on. Oops, there we go. Then we're going to put this layer on, this top layer that's just a little strip. We're going to move it over to the left and leave a narrow border, I guess you could say, or space there. Okay, this is the pumpkin and the leaf that we're going to put on here. And this is the tricky part for me now, so I'm going to try and get started on this because there's a lot of tying. This is our linen thread, and it's great, but it can be kind of slippery. So we're going to tie this on right away. And this is, you know, I have to say this is a narrow spot to be tying on too. So now I did put this in a knot right away, and I'm also going to put a glue dot back there to hold that in place. If you remember right, you can grab those glue dots by swirling them around if you need to get them in those hard places. All right. So I want that to just hold that in place while I do the rest of this. I'm going to put one end through my leaf. And then I'm going to start putting together the bow. Oh, that went together a little easier than I thought it would. Okay. And then what I did to hold that one in place, I actually made these a little longer and I double knotted it so that it wouldn't slide all over and come apart. Don't want that to happen. So there we go. And then you can just leave your thread hang down. I'm going to cut this so it is even. And then I will put a little bit of Stampin' Seal over here so that it stays with my pumpkin. Then I'm going to tip that upside down. And we're going to put some dimensionals on it. Okay. And then we'll just take that and put it right there. That'll make it stand out a little bit. And we won't forget our dimensionals this time, or I mean our bling. Let's go there. And one more up there. And there you have it. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? And that's how you do the simple Sunday card that we have today. This one I laid flat with just putting the seal on it, and this one, I don't know if you can tell, but This one I put the dimensionals on and it raised it up, and it really gives it a little more character that way. So this was our Cajun Craze cardstock. Everything else was the same. So again, if you're interested in purchasing any of this, it was basically the Rustic Harvest Suite that I was working with. In that suite, you get the leaves and the embellishments. And then you get the DSP in that, as well as the stamps and cutouts. So you can order the whole suite, or you can order just the stamps and die cuts if you want to. All right, you have a great Sunday, and I will see you next on Tickle Tuesday. Have a good day.